Here we are filming on the floor in Sydney, lovely bright light there. This is the first of the exercises, which I call reverse curl-ups. It emphasises the lower abdominals, which is below navel level, which is really what's so important for supporting the baby and keeping you upright and reducing your back pain. So the first step is to bring one knee onto your chest, then the other. Always cross the ankles because it makes the legs more controllable, and put your hands on your forehead. That takes the neck out of being strained. And what you do is you bring one knee to your chest, bring both knees to your chest back and forth, trying to lift your bottom off the floor. And what happens here inadvertently as part of a natural recruitment is that you recruit your pelvic floor as well. And as your knees come up towards your chin, you scrunch up around the urethra at the front. It's harder to get the front of the pelvic floor to contract. It's much easier to scrunch up your bottom. Close the anus. It's much harder to recruit the front, and this does it. And you never get much movement of the bottom coming off the floor, but what you're doing there is very effective. It's the opposite of doing sit-ups, which I don't like any pregnant woman to do because it actually strains the pelvic floor with all that bearing down strain, and actually makes the pelvic floor weaker. So it's exactly what you don't want. So that's exercise 1. Exercise 2 is what I call legs passing. And again, this automatically recruits all 3 layers of your abdominals as well as your pelvic floor. So you do this by bringing one knee up onto your chest, and then the other one, and as that one's going down, the other one's coming up. So you bring that knee up as high up and close to the armpit as you can, and the other one goes down. At the same time, you try and press the lower back into the floor. Don't let the low back arch because that is a strain. And this too recruits the pelvic floor. You have to stabilise, and you're using your belly muscles, your tummy muscles to stabilise there as you use your hip muscles to lift each leg. It's very hard work because the legs are very heavy, and you do 15. And you do these every day. And this is exercise 2. Then exercise 3 is, again, with your hands, this time out to the side to stabilise, like that. And then you bring one knee up onto your chest, then the other. And then trying not to press into the floor too much with your arms. First of all, you do the small movements from left to right, almost just from dimple to dimple that you know to be either side of your sacrum at the back of the pelvis. Now, if you've got a bad back or any sort of back problem, you often feel one side harder and more bony than the other, left and right there. It's always a very good thing to do. But then the more robust the tummy muscles are, the further over you can go. So you go almost over to the floor. And it's very hard to change direction because the legs are heavy. You're using your internal and external obliques here, which are like a great big X-shaped expanse crossing over each other at the front of the belly. Really helps hold the rectus abdominis so you don't get diastasis. And it also helps you get your waistline back after the pregnancy's over, so you get that wasp waist again. But also you can feel when you're doing this that the pelvic floor is having to work overtime to stop it ballooning out. And again, that helps to splice the urethra, helps to give you control of incontinence, helps to stop any sort of form of prolapse. And there they are, those 3 important exercises.